My name is David Delano here, and you can follow me on X at Get Sports Strong and also on winnersandwhiners.com today for Friday from myself and mostly all the cappers on the site. I don't want to say all, but most cappers on the site um, have a $7 plays up, select plays for $7. You can get my college basketball best bet for Friday night, my college football best bet for Saturday, or my Monday night football play for Friday only up there on winnersandwhiners.com for just $7. Today we're going to get into three free picks in the NBA. May talk a little, maybe even talk a little college basketball too. First of all, let's go ahead and get into this. So out of these free picks, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to give you my favorite one first. And Dallas Mavericks, Memphis Grizzlies, couple teams that I have watched quite a bit of play this season, and this total is jumping between 229 and a half, 231 and a half. Seeing 231 and a half, you see Dallas Mavericks, you see Memphis Grizzlies. You think about a lot of the, firepower in the past, and I guess a lot of people, some people are thinking the over in this matchup, but I'm not one of them. I like the under. I like under 231 and a half in this game between Dallas and Memphis. Unders not a lot of fun to bet on when you're watching it. You're cheering for missed buckets. You're really hoping that there's no overtime. I did cash on that. Didn't have any NBA action for Thursday, but did cash with that best bet on Wednesday night. Went way under the total, Dallas and Memphis, but Cooper Flag missed a makeable shot in the paint. They could have forced overtime. Obviously, overtime can change everything, but crossing our fingers for no overtime today. We're going to go under 231 and a half. Dallas Mavericks and Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis has scored less than 113 points in its last four games, and Dallas has scored less than 111 in its last five. And you also have the 25th and the 30th rated teams in offensive rating, but Dallas also top four on the defensive end. So, yeah, I like the under 231 and a half in the game between the Dallas Mavericks and Memphis Grizzlies. I don't like to lay double digit spreads in the NBA. Backdoor, man, you can have a 20-point lead plus at some point. Always a chance teams could come back, especially these NBA Cup, though. Especially when you have I don't mind laying it, especially when you have a team with aspirations of, winning this thing against a team that has no chance, and point margin does matter. Got the Detroit Pistons against the Brooklyn Nets, the 1-7 Brooklyn Nets, who are going to be without Cam Thomas tonight. So, I mean, that's pretty big. And this is a this is a Brooklyn team. It seems like it's already really given up before the season started. They're 0-7. They were 0-7, and they got their first win a couple nights ago against the Indiana Pacers. So got that off their back. But now that they got that win, I don't. I think that this is a good spot for them to get back to what they do best, which is losing. Worst defensive team in the NBA, going up against a Pistons team right now, which is going to be third in the NBA on the defensive end. Pistons just took care of the Utah Jazz by double digits, beat the Memphis Grizzlies, took care of the Dallas Mavericks by double digits, took the Orlando Magic behind the woodshed. I mean, this is just a Brooklyn Nets team that's just not playing with a lot of effort, not playing with a lot of heart. It's a lot of points, especially on the road, but I'm going to go ahead and lay it. So second free pick here, we're going to go with the Detroit Pistons, Detroit basketball, minus 10.5 against the Brooklyn Nets. Once again, check out winnersandwhiners.com for this Friday. Check out my NBA best bet for tonight, or you can check out packages from other cappers, other sports. $7. There's a lot of $7 picks that can be selected. So you ever wanted to, dip your toe in the water, check those out. You can grab those. Use $7 non-guaranteed, $11 guaranteed over on winnersandwhiners.com. All right. So, last free pick here. I'm going to go with, and this one is definitely a little bit, uncomfortable, especially when you see how well these two teams have been, performing on the offensive end. But I like the under 224.5 in the game between the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs. You got a Spurs team right now, number 2 in the NBA in defensive rating. Houston has 2 losses. One was to an Oklahoma City team that's number 1 in defense. Of Detroit Pistons team is number 3. Uh, Basically, after Oklahoma City, you've got Detroit, San Antonio. They've been between 2 and 3. So I think that this is going to be a tough, little bit of a tough matchup for the Rockets. It's a weird line. I mean, at one point there was 1.5 on the Rockets. Now it's 3.5. I can't really see this being like a 2 or 3 point game. But Wemby struggled offensively his last couple games. Spurs adjusting now to life without Dylan Harper. Rockets held Wemby below 20 points last season, and a lot of Rockets really current Rockets, not counting Kevin Durant, I'm talking about Rockets who were on the team last year, didn't have their strongest offensive performances against the Spurs. Rockets are locked in defensively as well, and even though Houston's number 1 in offensive rating, like I said, they have done a lot of damage against some of the weaker defensive teams, against Dallas, Oklahoma City, and Detroit. Now this is going to be their 4th time. They're going to face all of the top 4 defensive teams after this. Those were the games where we didn't see them put up as huge in numbers. Granted, the Oklahoma City game, that was the first game of the season that went in overtime, scoring it up a little bit higher. But I like the under 224.5 NBA Cup game. I think it's going to be, I mean, it's November, right? So I'm not going to say playoff type atmosphere, but as close as we can get for the month of November. So we're going to go under 224.5 Houston Rockets and San Antonio Spurs. We're going to go under 231.5 Memphis Grizzlies and Dallas Mavericks. And we're going to go with the Detroit Pistons minus 10.5. College basketball play that I will run out here for you guys. There's a college basketball. There's a lot of, I know there's a lot of big numbers out here. I know that there's a lot of big spreads, but there's also some huge mismatches. This is not the NFL. This is not the NBA. You've got teams playing each other that, probably shouldn't. Don't just look at the names of these teams, transfer portal shaking things up. There's some big talent discrepancies. A team that does have a lot of talent coming back and also a good amount of talent from the portal is the Wisconsin Badgers. And the Wisconsin Badgers are a team here in their first game. One of the more interesting results. They beat Campbell 96-64. But the thing that's fascinating about this, with 9 minutes left, they were only up 65-60. And then they were only they went on a 14-0 run in the last 3 minutes and 36 seconds. So, point being, Wisconsin's a team that's not going to be afraid to pour it on late and put up buckets. So, 96-64 win against Campbell. They're going up against a Northern Illinois team that I think is going to be better than people expect, but people expect them to be one of the worst teams in the country. People expect them to be one of the worst, the worst team in the MAC, according to the preseason polls. But Northern Illinois in their first game did put up a lot of points against UL Monroe, had a 102-82 win at home in that one. Northern Illinois likes to play fast, don't play a whole lot of defense. Wisconsin coming off of a 96-point performance, got a total here of 156.5 on FanDuel. So let's go with the over. Let's go over Northern Illinois and Wisconsin here for Friday, November 7th. So that's your bonus college basketball pick. My name is David Delano. Best bets. There's another play. I got a best bet in college basketball up on winnersandwhiners.com for $7. Got a best bet in the NBA on winnersandwhiners.com for $7. And you can get the Saturday College football best bet up over on the page did not have the best weekend in college football, but the best bet did cash. So the top play is over there on winnersandwhiners.com for that special price for today. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you guys like in the comments, and let's have a great day.